Okay, this is Linda Lavid from Mrs. Plum's Art Emporium. This is a notice for people that will be open this summer, the summer of 2024, on Saturdays from 10 in the morning till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And will start Memorial Day weekend on Saturday and go until Labor Day weekend. And that's for the summer of 2024. Also, we'll be doing a journal, not a class, but we'll be doing. You're invited to come to the barn to do some art journaling. I have a lot of supplies over the years. I've gathered a lot of supplies, and I'm going to offer these supplies to people who want to come in and start a journal, or if they have an ongoing journal. It's to expose yourself to different kinds of materials that you may find interesting that then you could purchase. I won't be giving the materials away, but they're being used when you're there. It'll be from noon to 2 o'clock. There's no fee, there's no cost. You just come down and, talk about maybe what you'd like to do in a journal, or maybe you've already started a journal and just want to meet other journalers, other art journalers. They're a lot of fun to do journals. I have a previous video about my art journal, so my art journaling journey, so to speak. I'm going to show you my latest one that it's not quite finished, but almost. And the art journaling, as I said, will be on Saturdays when we're open from noon to 2. That's when I'll have a space for art journaling. And you just come down. You don't need an appointment. Just come down anytime during that period. If for some reason there's a huge amount of people that come in, then maybe I'll have to make some adjustments. But I have a large barn downstairs and on the first floor, so I think I can kind of accommodate most people. And you don't have to come to the art journaling class it's not a commitment every Saturday. You can come any Saturday you like. If you have visitors coming into town, you want to bring them down on that day for art journaling, you can do that. If you just want to come down one time for the summer, they can do that. If you want to come down every day, every Saturday, and start your art journal and continue through the summer, you can also do that. Now, the only thing is I'm not providing the journals, so that's something you have to provide yourself. But the supplies, you're welcome to use while you're there in the barn. I'm going to show you my art journal that I worked on right now. I'm not finished with it, but I'm almost finished. And so I'm just going to show you that. This is a watercolor journal that I did, a very abstract. I used in this journal, I used some watercolors, and I used white and black, and then I made marks with them. So that's one of the things you learn how to do in journaling. It's not just drawing necessarily. It could be just an abstract piece, abstract work, which is a lot of fun. I found that when I made them smaller like this, make little squares, that it was easier, less intimidating, and you can get like a two-page spread very easily by working on it at the same time. You have a color and you put that color, like we have this green color. I put the green color over everything. And then I went back and I just picked a black marker and made some marks. Then I picked some gesso and made some marks with the gesso. So it was very spontaneous. And you're doing this just to develop maybe your art voice. I did more of this. This was 5 colors: pink, green, yellow, and then black and white. Here I had 3 colors: a dark green, a yellow, and a blue. And here I saw this and I said, well, I'm going to just do 2 colors over here, because the green and yellow yellow and blue also make green. So there's a little green tinge in that, although it's just the 2 colors. So it was just fun, just kind of being free and making marks. Here's another one. This is 3 colors with black lines. I really like this one here. This one's my favorite. So it's nice, after you do something like this, it's nice to go back and look at things to see what you were doing at the time. Then these are a very simple design, obviously, a birthday cake. And I just decided to make my little squares. I have 12 squares here, and I just had fun with drawing cakes and doing different colors on them. This could be used as a calendar. This is a negative shape painting. I had some papers of mine, and then I took white and I painted around the flowers. The flowers are actually part of this. If you look at, you see that's part of the papers, and then I just painted around. That's called negative shape painting, and I was practicing that because I really like that. Doing that, it's fun. Doing a background, you could just do backgrounds. Just do shapes, larger shapes, smaller shapes. Pick a few colors. I had 3 colors on this: green, yellow, and pink. And then I did a lot of little fine lines with a ballpoint pen. This was watercolor. You could do this in acrylic. This is a little cutout collage piece that I did. I turned it around, but I set this up so you'd see the pages. But it's the same background, only I cut out a person and added a tree and a sun in the back. This one was also used, and this one was negative shape painting and the girl. This is another watercolor design, just random design that I then used in other things. So this, I took a picture of this, and all these 4 are, I took a picture of this background, and then I made them into 4 panels, and then I treated them differently. This face was from that original, this face was from the original, and then I painted around to get the flowers to come out. And this was obviously the background, and then I just added a girl and a lamp. And then here, the background is in the chair. So I was playing around with the background that I had made, which is that one. These were watercolors. This was gessoed, and these were collaged as well. All of these were collaged with the background, but the rest of the items were painted. This was, I got a little carried away with this one. I did watercolors and a ballpoint pen, and making a lot of little lines. Now I'm going into a direction where I want to start doing people again, and I like overstuffed chairs, so I'm thinking of something like this. And so this is very much a practice piece here. Here are my signature flowers. I did those the same. So I'm really trying to figure something out here, and I'll show you what I did figure out after this. This is more of the same. I did I had some new pencils to work with, so I was playing around with the pencils, and then I did a collage of a previous background that I had done, and I had some extra papers, so I laid the papers down and then made a little negative shape flowers over there. Okay, now I'm using some new product, and then now I'm starting to think, okay, I like this. I really enjoy doing figures, although I'm not good at it, and I love overstuffed chairs. So I'm thinking, okay, that's going to be my thing. People in chairs, a person in a chair. And so I did this person in a chair. And then what I did was I took the person in the chair. I am going to try to turn this around. And then I don't know if you could see that. Yeah. Then I photocopied it, put it on my Procreate program on my iPad, and I added one of my backgrounds, abstract backgrounds, and I made a really cool digital art. Now, what you can do with this, what I'm going to do with this, is that use this for inspiration to do a analog piece. So that's one reason I'm doing that. And then once I did that, then I started doing those again. Here's another one. I did the drawing, and then I threw it on Procreate, and this is actually a print of that. Then I did a little hippie girl. Wasn't sure. I tried to put some background in her, and I had trouble. So these are just pencils on paper, watercolor paper. And then I did this one here, which I will be doing this kind of treatment sometime. I have just 2 more to do. So using a pencil, using papers, using different colors, trying to figure out your color palette. Straight drawing, just pencils on paper. If you wanted to start working with negative shape painting, you can do that with these. This is watercolors. I use watercolors mostly with this, and some gesso. Just doing abstract work, collage work. This is, I don't know if I think I drew these in first, but this is again watercolors, working with watercolors. The watercolors and pen, a little bit of gesso on there. This was collage. I did this, and then I made that into a print. I printed it, and then I made pictures out of it, which involves using watercolor paint, gesso, and you can even papers. This chair feels like it was added on. That chair was painted in. So it just, like these vases were part of the collage that were on that sheet of paper. Again, just doing, this is all watercolors, graphics, doing lines and markings. This was a piece of one of my backgrounds, and then I did a lot of back painting with it, and added the girl. And if you're interested in any of this, I could show you what I'm talking about. Another background. Doing these backgrounds is a lot of fun. You have those stones that you put the little dots on. It's kind of like that, or your what do you call it? Not the mandalas, but it could be like a mandala, but you're just doing abstract stuff, and it's just whatever is appealing to your eye, which is a lot about color. Negative shape painting, mostly these are collages with my own prints, then added to it some Posca pen and some gesso. This was straight pen, coming up with a design. Abstract watercolors, and I picked 3 colors with a black line, black Posca pen. This is 2 colors, this is 3 colors, just design, just working with lines, figuring out lines. And there's my cat. And then this was a 3-color design with black and white. So anyways, there's a lot you can do, and I have other journals that you can look at if you see something you like and you're sort of curious how I did it, or to give you some ideas. So journaling can be drawing, it can be collage, it can be painting, it can be just marking. There's so much you can do. And the thing is to get started with something. Okay, so Mrs. Plum's Art Emporium at 161 West Main Street. It's the pink barn in the back. And we'll be there for the class, not for the class, but for art journaling from noon to 2 every Saturday from this weekend through Labor Day. The barn will be open from 10 to 3 otherwise, because I'll be doing some stuff in there too. Well, that's all I got to say. And stop by sometime this summer. Have a great day.